There's no feeling like putting on full turnout gear and an SCBA and going into a working fire.
You start fighting, they call it the Red Devil, and I'm not gonna say it's a fascination. You're out there beating something. You know, you're not giving up, you're not gonna let it beat you. It's the challenge.
You go in for the excitement of, you know, I'm going to help somebody, I'm going to be a part of this.
I'm recognized as somebody that's lived here, and it's reassuring to them that we're gonna do everything that we can to help them.
The beauty of being a firefighter is not only the fact that you go out the door on that fire truck and you fight that fire.
To be able to go back and help someone in the community, and to know that that person's going to be able to enjoy themselves and live their lives to the fullest because of something that we have done.
I believe it began one day when I came home from school and I found the fire department in front of my home.
I've always wanted to be a volunteer firefighter. I was mentored by a gentleman down the street when I used to live in Yorkville, New York.
I started off in the juniors when I was 16. It was kind of just a lot of friends joined, and from that point on, just stayed involved.
It's always been in my life. I've always heard about Lake Delta. My grandpa had a scanner. When the siren went off, you were quiet.
All my friends, my family, all belong to the fire service. And I wanted to do something to give back to the organization.
My husband had always said, you know, there's always something for somebody to do in the fire service, even if you carry tools. Well, my daughter was going through fire training, so I went to fire training with her, and it was just great. It was very empowering.
You go to an alarm when the people are having their worst day. And the fire service is able, in most cases, to take that bad day, take away the problems.
Just that, the look in their eyes of you just helping them.
You're not just an individual, you're a team. I'm not a good volunteer firefighter by myself, but being surrounded by a group of 62 members, that's the key.
Every training that came along I went to, and I just was very impassioned about learning as much as I could to help out the community.
A lot of people out there need some help. Not everybody does the helping, you know, and it's a very small percentage of the people that are out there, especially volunteering, to help your community, to help your fellow man.
I'm fighting.
I am fighting.
I am fighting.
I am fighting.
I am fighting.
I'm fighting
Prostate cancer.
Uterine cancer.
A chronic form of leukemia.
Medullary thyroid cancer.
Esophageal cancer.
non-Hodgkin's B-cell lymphoma.
Firefighters face many physical challenges in the course of their work. Whether they're paid or not, they're exposed to the same toxins. The International Agency for Research on Cancer has declared firefighting work as possibly carcinogenic.
Our study of San Francisco firefighters in 2013 was extremely extensive. We looked at hundreds of chemicals in the blood after a fire event in firefighters, and what that showed was, indeed, firefighters have high levels of many kinds of carcinogens in the blood after firefighting. That was the first time that anyone knew how many chemicals are actually accumulating in the body from firefighting.
These exposures, whether you're paid or a volunteer, are the same. In New York State, there's a cancer presumption bill that covers paid firefighters. It's time to reconsider this bill to include volunteer firefighters. After all, volunteer firefighters are risking their health every day, just like career firefighters.
My doctor called my cell phone. When the doctor calls your cell phone at 7 o'clock at night, tells you to give him a call back, you know it's not good.
I knew that I was sick. I knew deep down inside something was wrong. And when she looked at that blood work and listed these things, they were all cancers. They were cancers, they were leukemias. I knew something bad was going to happen.
It's not like what you think. You know, you don't go to the doctor's office and they sit you down and bring you, you know, coffee and milk and so forth. He just said it, that I had esophageal cancer and that they'd have to look at the options.
On December 24th, the results came back that I had non-Hodgkin's B-cell lymphoma the day before Christmas. So, never did I realize that I was going to have cancer.
I was a big advocate of getting my physicals and making sure that I was in top shape to do firefighting. And then when I was diagnosed, it was like someone pulled the rug from underneath me. I sat down and I said to myself, how did this happen? And I didn't know.
Like the weight of the world was coming down on my shoulders. I sat at my mother's bedside. She had pancreatic cancer and I held her hand during her last breath. And all I could think was how sick my mom got. And I wasn't ready to go through that.
Okay, I have CML. Oh, that L stands for leukemia. Whoa. Leukemia is cancer. I have cancer. At 32 years old, I have cancer.
The support that I got the next morning, that I knew that Tony Cruz and Ronnie Bars from the Firefighter Cancer Support Network were going to be there. And I went downstairs and I found them guys. And it was a little tough. It was a little tough.
You start thinking about, how am I going to break this news to the family?
And when you tell people you have cancer, people are like, oh, I'm so sorry. They look at you like you're contagious. They treat you different.
Being a volunteer firefighter, the dream that I had of helping people was actually possibly going to be killing me.
Wearing dirty, salty looking, what we call in the service, salty looking personal protective equipment is a thing of the past.
Wear your mask throughout the entire process, from the start of the fire to the end of the fire. Wash your gear, wash your hoods.
You can't be the macho fireman anymore. There's too many things out there that are burning that are just real bad. You know, it's not like you're burning fire in a fireplace or on a fire pit outside. You know, there's petroleum products. This stuff's a killer. You know, it's gonna kill you.
Get your physicals and get them often, because if you catch cancer at an early stage, then the doctor has many options. If you ignore it and don't go for your physicals, then there's a possibility that the doctor only has one option, and you might not like it.
Never did I realize that being a firefighter and that smoke, you know, that was burning off the carcinogens in fire was actually what could be killing me.
I'm an aggressive firefighter. I've always been an aggressive firefighter. With cancer, you gotta be aggressive. And to stop cancer and stop other people from getting cancer, you gotta be aggressive. And we have to be, you know, educators. We have to tell them and show them what they have to do. I'm a volunteer firefighter.
When I became a volunteer,
I knew I would be fighting fires.
But I did not know.
I would be fighting for my life.
Fighting
Cancer.
Cancer. Cancer.
Cancer.
Cancer.
cancer.